Xbox head honcho Phil Spencer from Microsoft had a little sit-down chit-chat with the folks over at Verge. He sat his ass down talking about all things pertaining to Xbox One on PC, PC on Xbox One, Windows 10, the new operating system that MS just went and fucking rolled out just recently, that most people have been beta testing for months on end now, and honestly is a proper follow-up to Windows 7. Unlike that fucking nasty piece of shit Windows 8 that everybody woke up next to and then immediately regretted all of their decisions that they blacked out and was wondering, what the fuck was I even thinking? Though it could be worse, it could be Windows Millennium Edition, so, you know, things can always be worse. Try to look at the bright side of things. Windows 8.1 is a lot better, by the way. But talking about all that, and the main thing that had caught me off guard, and I had to take a step back and kind of just mull over these ideas, was PC games on Xbox One. It was confirmed a while ago that we were going to be able to do the absolute reversal, but this wasn't something I was expecting. The idea of streaming my PC games to the Xbox One, I didn't think that they would actually attempt, but sure enough, they are doing something like that. And it's interesting because this is being announced and talked about, and still in the works of. Keep in mind, they don't have a release date or anything for this. This is something that it's still in its infancy, so they're still just getting all the kinks worked out before they can give an official unveiling, all the feature list, and then a concrete and set release date. But talking about this, I'm like, this is just months before the release of all the Steam machines from Valve and from all the other PC manufacturers out there that were jumping on the bandwagon, wanting to go and release their versions of them. But this idea I found to be absolutely fascinating. Now, whether or not this is going to be something that's going to let you play your Steam games, so your actual Steam catalog of games, on an Xbox One, it remains to be seen, and I don't think that's actually what's going to be happening. I think this is more just your actual PC games outside of Steam. So if you're going to get shit through, like, goodoldgames.com, for example, or through Humble Bundle or some other random shit, or you actually just went and bought them, then you'll be able to go and stream them to your Xbox One. The thing that worries me about it is that if you have really high-end components built inside of your gaming rig, then you don't want there to be any kind of lag or you don't want the experience to be fucked up because it was running slower than it needed to, because, I mean, the Xbox One's essentially just middlemaning everything so that you can play all this shit in a completely different room inside of your apartment, house, suite, whatever the fuck it is that you live in. You know, you're up in your fucking loft just trying to go and play. Meanwhile, this shit's running at 30 frames per second versus 60 frames per second, or the resolution's getting bumped down for no fucking reason whatsoever, which would drive a lot of people up the wall. It also makes me wonder if it would be able to get the amped up resolutions beyond 1080p, since there's plenty of games that do support that. I didn't think about that until just now, so who the fuck knows? But again, these are all things that they would have to talk about in the coming months, and to me, I don't see it. If they are working on it right now, I don't see it happening until probably sometime at the beginning of next year. That would be my guess, if they're going to get everything completely ironed out, unless they've been working on this for quite a while, which you never know. But this is one of the smartest moves that Microsoft can make, and that's the truth. I mean, I've always thought it was strange that people had this line drawn down the center whenever it came to PC gaming and console gaming, because I just kept on thinking, isn't this shit just all gaming, just on a different platform? But I do like the idea of this. It just makes me wonder, are we going to see, you know, at some point, like an actual future set-top box where it's just called an Xbox, but no physical components for putting in a disc or anything like that, but something that allows you to go and play tons of shit out there. So you can go and download a Steam app and play all the stuff on there. You're able to go into the Xbox One app and then just play all the shit on there, and, you know, with all the other crap that they have. It makes me wonder, is that possible? You know, if I'm able to go and access, say, my desktop from a set-top box like this, because that's what I feel like that this is trying to usher in the era, is, you know, this is a glimpse into the future of what we're going to expect. So, you know, the Steam machines are out there and they're all running Linux. Well, these could be running Windows. Think about it. It could be some kind of newer version of Windows 10. They already said that they're sticking Windows 10, just doing updates from that point forward, but you never know. They might do Windows Neon or some shit like that, and it's all dolled up like Vice City or some shit, which would be fucking awesome, by the way. But I can see all that happening. It just makes me wonder, is that what they're testing out right now? Like, is this essentially beta testing what they want to do in the future? You know, Sony's gone on record saying that they just want the PlayStation brand to kind of be its own gaming hub thing. And they want to have this put into TVs and all the other shit. I had talked about that quite a while ago, and it's obvious that Microsoft would like to do something like that, considering that when they initially were coming up with the concept for the Xbox One, it had no physical media. Like, none. So I can imagine that that was one of their main ideas and one of their central focuses for this, that they're just putting off until next generation. So this might be that. And again, I like the idea of this a whole bunch, but it just makes me wonder, since the Xbox brand really wants to go and beef itself up and shit, and Microsoft is all about trying to go and control a bunch of shit, would they allow having Steam onto one of their machines? And would Steam even allow for the reversal of things? You never fucking know. But this is kind of crazy to think about, and it offers up a lot of different conversation pieces about what-if scenarios, and just the idea, again, playing PC games on your console. I just love that, like, that blows my fucking mind. Just imagine at some point you might be able to start running your emulators on your console, which we could already say that you did that with the original Xbox, which is one of the best emulation machines, by the way. Original Xbox, PSP, Nintendo Wii, if you're ever going to do some kind of soft modding and shit whenever it comes to emulation, those are the consoles to go and do it with. But still, I just found this to be fascinating. PC games on the Xbox. And if this is the case, is Sony going to end up responding in kind and allow for something that's just like it? Just imagine if they said, yeah, we're going to have a Steam app on there. You never know. You never know what the hell the future is going to hold in store. But either way, hardware wants to go and sell, and this would be a good way to go and make that happen. And is this a way to go and bring in the PC crowd to go and pick up some of these off-store shelves? I mean, they already got their fucking gaming rig, but is it worth the investment for something like this? Who the fuck knows? Either way, opinions, thoughts, feelings, comment box, all that other happy horse shit. And this is AlphaOmegaSin, as always, nerds, and gamers game the fuck on.